People do not know how horrible SARS is. There is one man, we are going to find him, it's called James Nwafor. He is a beast of a human being. He was the former OC of SARS, the officer commanding SARS in Anambra State. He is now, Obiano is very good at appointing people who are killers. He's working with Miyetti Allah. He is also working with this James Nwafor. Responsible when you talk about organ harvesting. James Nwafor became a billionaire by selling the liver of victims of SARS cruelty, by selling their kidneys, their pancreas, by selling any vital organ inside their bodies. He's an Igbo man. He's from Ebonyi State. A very horrible human being. Do you know the funniest thing? After killing his people, Obiano appointed him as a senior special assistant. Now, there's somebody called Iloanya, a Miss Iloanya, Queen Iloanya is her name. She wrote something on July the 9th of 2020. He wrote from a personal experience. And I'm going to try as much as I can to read some of the things that she wrote down for the world to understand why people are on the streets and why they must continue to be on the streets. People don't understand the depth of the heinousness of the crimes being committed in Nigeria on a daily basis. I posted a video about a man being roasted alive by a Nigerian army. Facebook covered it and said, and suppressed the post, of course, and said that people should not be able to watch this. That tells you all you need to know about these people. I'll continue to read this very piece from this woman called Queen Iloanya. The man you see on this post who is James Nwafor. He's a bloodthirsty murderer. But before I explain further some introduction, his name is James Nwafor. He was a police officer. His highest rank before retirement was ASP. Currently, he is the senior special assistant to Willie Obiano, the Anambra State governor, on security. He's from Ebonyi State, a father, a grandfather, uncle, and brother. But that did not stop this James Nwafor from going into Okozo Sars in Anambra that must be destroyed. Okozo Sars, to be harvesting organs of his own people, to be selling to India. This very wicked. Some people are out of this world in terms of their, or should I say, the scale of their wickedness. This was the man that Obiano appointed as a security advisor because the man has experience in killing and conducting surgery, just like Joseph Mengele in the Nazi concentration camps, operating on the Jews, and they will fry the Jews. They will use the fat from their body to do soap. They will cut off their hair and use it to do wig, and use it to stuff mattresses and pillows. The same thing that obtained in Nazi Germany was the same regime that James Nwafor brought to Anambra policing, to SARS. Because I heard somebody say, oh, let us get back to state policing. Is Nwafor a Fulani man? Is Nwafor a Yoruba man? Is Nwafor a Hausa man? He's an Igbo man, but he was busy killing people and harvesting their organs. So what we need is a root and branch overhaul of the entire system. And that means the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. This queen continued to write, this very young lady. My family's path collided with him on November 2012. When my brother was arrested at Ajali is in Anambra State, my family went to the police station at Ajali and they said SARS or Kozo had taken him and arrested him with some other ones. So my parents went to SARS or Kozo. This man blatantly ever making any arrest or transfers and assured my dad that the boy wasn't in their custody. That's what they do. They arrest you, there is no documentation. Once you're arrested, you're finished. So the idiots asking people to stop this end SARS campaign. When they arrest you, they don't document you, they kill you, they harvest your organs, and they sell it. The same thing happened in Delta State. We're going to come to Delta State later on. To what Okowa is doing. Okowa is trying to play the good boy of the Fulani, the same rubbish that they always do. Every idiot that comes out, he becomes a governor. They think they have arrived. They can do as they like. They can serve Fulani Janjaweed. The same thing is happening in Delta State as I speak. The same thing that this family had to go through. People go through it every blessed day. They kidnap your children. That is why people must remain on the streets. Your daughters are taken, your sons are taken, their organs are harvested and sent to India. And when you're sick, you also go to India to go and do surgery. You don't know you're doing, the liver in you or the kidney in you is that of a victim of police brutality in Nigeria. You don't know that. But now you know. When we went to the police station, my mother screamed and pointed at her son, telling this man, that is my son, that is my, telling James Nwafor, who is now working for Obiano, these are a bunch of murderers, a collection of evil people. A bunch of mothers. The mother was screaming, saying, "This is my son. This is my son." This same James Nwafor ordered that my parents should be pushed back. The next day, my parents went back, and this man told them point blank that he had killed my brother, and that there is nothing that can be done about it. James Nwafor, he is still walking about alive this very day. He is in Anambra State, working for the governor of Anambra State. You can imagine these are the people that want to become president. These are the people that want you to Igbo presidency, whereas they are busy killing and harvesting the organs of their own children. These are the evil men that you have. Come and do presidency and die. You will see your death coming before your eyes. This man today is working for Anambra State government. James Nwafor is ASP James Nwafor. He was the one running Okozo Sars. I'm saying this is because of those calling for state policing. You are talking rubbish. We need a root and branch dismantling of this edifice of lies and cruelty, which is the damnable Zoological Republic. A man, he has children. James Nwafor has children. He has a wife, he has children, he has grandchildren. He is uncle to some people. He is brothers to some people, but he was busy killing other people's children in Anambra State and harvesting their organs. And told this very family of Iloanya from Ajali, Ujali is the name actually, not Ajali, Ujali, and said to them, "I have killed your son. There is nothing you can do about it." This is the depth of despair in Nigeria that some people are saying, it is enough. People are listening to them. What business are you going to lose that is greater than the loss of life of a young man at the hands of this dreaded police squad in Okozo? P2B kept Okozo Sars. Obiano came and kept Okozo Sars, because that is how they get rid of their political opponents. If they have issues with you, they go and they pick up your son or your daughter, they take he or she to Sars, and they kill the person and they harvest the organs. In broad daylight, they tell you, "I have killed your child, you cannot do anything about it." And when I talk about their own children, people start complaining. But they have children. They don't know that people can do the same thing to their own children. They have children. This is what I'm saying to Facebook. Do you understand what you are covering? By covering the zoo, by protecting the zoo, by banning people, by suppressing our posts, do you see the amount of evil you are helping to cover up? We don't hate anybody. I remember before we were preaching and they said you hate Yoruba. I say you're talking rubbish. I have relatives who are Yorubas. The same thing today that are peddling their myth that I hate Fulani Janjaweedism. I hate the Fulani Janjaweed. I can't hate you if you've not done anything to me, anything bad to me. Tell me why we must love these governors. Look at what they are doing. James Nwafor, look at what he has done told the mother to her face, "I have killed your son. I work for Sars Nigeria. You cannot do anything about it." And people are asking us to go back home. Very soon, the order is coming. Let us see if they can sustain it for 4 more weeks. Because once IPOB steps in, that's the end of the game. So we want to see if they can sustain it for at least up to 4 weeks. We know they're going to bribe them, because if they know that IPOB is coming into the protest in a big way, they know that it's game over. So they will go and bribe those that they claim are the leaders. That's what they always do in the zoo. The best way to conduct a revolution is not to have a leader leading that very revolution. Spontaneous uprising, spontaneous, eruption of anger should not have any leadership. Because once you have a leader in the zoo, they go and bribe the people. They are not like IPOB, they are not like us. We are unbribable, we are unbuyable. But look at the idiots, you go and bribe them and they start talking nonsense. That is why the story of this very family is very moving this very morning, and we must read it. However, lots of people, including some Sars officers, said that he was bluffing and wanted us to bring money. That is what they do. Extortion is also part of their game. So we brought money, yet he refused to budge. We sold lands and took money in bags, yet he didn't budge. When we went to to the Commissioner of Police in Anambra State as at then. This man's name is Bala Nasarawa, another Janjaweed from the north. He called Mr. James Nwafor, and he claimed they had a shootout with armed robbers, and probably that my brother was one of them. The brother that the mother saw Koro with her live eyes and said, "This is my son. You're holding my son. Give me my son." A mother was crying, dying, rolling on the floor, begging everybody, including the governor of the state, including Commissioner of Police, saying, "Please give me my son. I can see my son. He's alive." James Nwafor came and said that the boy died during a shootout with armed robbers. The same boy that the mother saw in police cell is now dead. His organ frozen and on the way to India. That is Nigeria for you. People don't understand what we are fighting. Facebook, let me tell Facebook in Lagos, there is no difference between a Facebook cooperative in Lagos and those people that accepted 1,500 naira to go and disrupt the protest. There is no difference between you two. All of you took money from the government to try to protect an evil regime. Evil regime. And I want to ask those working for Facebook, I want to ask those who are claiming they want one Nigeria. Do you, if you're a father or you're a mother, can you imagine going to a police station, seeing your child in police custody? The next day, the police will come and say that that same child in their custody died during a shootout with the police. So the police opened the cell door, or the boy turned into a witch or a wizard and left the prison, left Sars detention center and went to commit armed robbery. With which gun? We ask. That is the reason why some of you must reason, especially those working for Facebook. I know that some black people don't have conscience. I know that some black people, they personify evil and the devil himself. But you must understand what you're doing. You must understand what your suppression is doing. You must understand that anytime you ban somebody for speaking the truth, you are encouraging SARS to kill the next innocent victim. Mr. Bala Nasarawa obtained a report from James Nwafor claiming that my brother died during a shootout with the police because my brother was an armed robber. The same brother that my mother saw inside the police cell. Then Mr. Bala Nasarawa looked at my parents in the eye and told them that there is nothing further he could do since Mr. James had denied ever arresting or detaining my brother. The same brother that I saw in the police station is now dead, killed at the hands of James Nwafor, who is now working for Obiano, a gang of murderers. They get together, they decide to kill in the name of one Nigeria because they are getting something from it. The same thing that Kotma used to do when the white man was around, the same thing that Wadishi used to do when they were around, when they appointed their warrant chiefs all over the place. The warrant chiefs was doing the bidding of the colonial masters against the traditions and the norms of his people. Very, very sad indeed. The same thing has continued. Or should I continue reading? Of course not. The same Okozo SARS, they have now transferred people from Okozo SARS to army barracks in Onitsha. They don't know we know all of this. They have now transferred them to army barracks in Onitsha. And I want people who will always support Obiano to come out and tell us the reason why Obiano will employ somebody who blatantly is murdering and harvesting organs of people as his senior special assistant on security or advisor on security. Senior special advisor on security. Do you understand our anger? It's not that we hate anybody, but when you understand, should I say, the catalog of crimes committed by these people, when you understand their insensitivity, when you come to the full realization that they are not working for your interest, you will have no other choice than to develop a measure of hatred towards these people because they are evil. They are evil. How can you employ somebody who is involved in the killing of innocent people? As a governor, you claim you're the governor of a state. You employ somebody who is a blatant murderer. How would you feel if any of your children were that is one thing about white people. That is how they reason. Before a white person does anything, they will put themselves in the shoes of that person and say, how come, or how about if this were to be my child? How would I feel? They put themselves in the position of the parents of this young man who have been murdered and the organs sent to India since 2012. Very, very sad indeed, isn't it? These are the things that the world must understand and come to the realization that the zoo must come to an end. This is something that those working for Facebook must understand. You know, in the scheme of things, governments will always bribe, they will always pay people, they will always cajole people, they will always blackmail people into doing their bidding. But look at that thing they're asking you to do. Calculate the consequences of that thing they're asking you to do. And wait and ask yourself, how about if it were to be my child that has been arrested by Sars, killed, and the organs harvested and sent to India? How would I feel? That is the monster that people are confronting on the streets. That is why coming back or stopping this very protest it will set you back very many years.